Welcome to Bourbons and Blueprints, guys and gals. This is my first initial podcast. I'm going to tell you what, I've got to give it to those that do this every single day. I don't know how they do it. This is more stressful doing a podcast than any inspection I've ever done in my entire career. I've been doing this for over 15 years, and I got to tell you, I have lost sleep, time, my mentality, everything I am built with just to get this podcast going. Now, I've been talking about this podcast for about 2 years now. In those 2 years, it's been some crazy stories coming up on how I want to run this, what I'm thinking about doing, my demographic, my thought process. But finally, it has been, like I said, 2 years, and we're here. We are finally here to Bourbons and Blueprints. And as I told you, I've got a fantastic guest with me here today. We're going to talk about the highs and lows about the housing market. We're going to do some banter back and forth. We're going to tell maybe a few good, funny stories that we've seen along the way. But for the most part, this is just going to be a fun time, entertaining, educational for those that want to learn about the housing market behind the scenes of what inspectors as well as agency. We also will be bringing some tradesmen in here eventually. We're going to talk about plumbing, electrical, HVAC systems, so you can hear the insight of theirs. Every episode will have its own individual theme, and every episode, no matter what it is, will have its own signature drink. So, welcome, enjoy, and let's get ready for our first guest here today. Thank you.
Man,
how you doing?
Amazing.
So, Shawn is with the 1245 team, as well as Kelly Williams' brokerage. So, Thank you, man, for being here today.
Dude, I get to be a part of like the first.
I'm telling you, like,
you're going to go viral. I am the first. I feel
look.
so thankful.
I'm going to try to keep my head in frame.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
That's not possible, though.
I know.
Dude, your beard alone, though, is amazing.
I tell you what, the longer I do this, the greater this thing is getting.
Man. Yeah. No, I'm impressed. I can't get one that good, so.
It takes time. It takes time. 2 daughters, a wife.
Which are pretty amazing, though.
And it goes pretty quick. The gray does, anyway. So, Shawn, thank you, man. Once again,
yes,
I appreciate you being here. I apologize for throwing my notes in front of your face, but you know what? As I was telling these guys earlier, this is hard, and I need notes. So if I flash them, just let me know.
Dude,
I'm going to try to
absolutely, man. Good job doing hard things. I love it.
So Shawn, like I said, thank you, man.
Yeah.
You've been a realtor how long now?
Over a decade. I think it's around 11 years full time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been in real estate, investing and stuff for quite a long time, but full time 11 years.
And I'm assuming you enjoy it. Everyone always asks, "Well, do you like the job?" You got to like the job, right?
I do. I love the job. Actually, I don't think there's a job that somebody would absolutely say they love every moment of it. Right? There's definitely a lot about real estate I don't love, though. What weighs by far the highest is how much I love it. I love the deals, the transactions, the helping the people buy, sell, of the investment side and solving problems, and it's an amazing career.
Well, that is fantastic, man. I tell you what, I was excited when you said yes to be my first guest because I've seen you around. We've dealt with things in years.
Oh yeah.
But just recently, we actually started becoming face to face and actually becoming good friends.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it from the dearest part of my heart. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I was telling my guest here, my viewers here, that every episode is going to have a signature drink. Okay.
Yes.
So, without further ado,
I'm excited, man. Tell me what's in front of me.
So,
right?
Look, you've been doing this 11 years. I've been doing this 15 years. We've got a lot of time in the business, right? Yep. We've got some gray in the beard, right?
Yeah.
So nothing better than an old fashioned.
Amen.
Keep it simple. Keep it clean, right?
Yeah.
But because we're in the mood of Thanksgiving, this is going to be a little bit of a little twist.
Okay, it doesn't look like a normal.
This is not a normal old fashioned. This is going to be a cranberry infused.
Nice.
With some orange bitters.
Okay.
A little simple syrup just to keep it a little sweet on you. Nice, good old fashioned with a twist of orange.
So when you say infused, what do you mean?
I've literally been soaking these cranberries inside this bourbon now for about a week.
Dude.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's tasty. I'm ready. Let's get this thing started.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thank
you,
you,
my friend.
Mm. Oh my God, that's actually really good. All right. Now,
Dude, we can't go on without mentioning how good that is, though.
I tell you,
That is great.
I can actually sit here and drink a couple of those.
Wow.
So,
dude, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, bud. Shawn, I want my viewers to know, like I told them earlier, that a lot of this is going to be more of, I want them to know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. The housing market's been crazy. It's been nuts. Since COVID, it's been like a roller coaster ride. There's highs and lows everywhere. What do you think? Where's your thought process? Been doing this for over 10 years now. What's your thought process on the status of the housing market?
Yeah, I mean, the challenges that everyone has been seeing is obviously real, primarily with affordability. I mean, that's been the most recent, but over the last, decade, it's a great market. And I want to say that, no, I'm not trying to be like the salesman real estate agent. It's a great market. Real estate has never let people down if they get in and stay in for a long time.
Okay.
That's just the reality. If they stay in for a long time, houses appreciate on average 4% every single year.
Okay.
And so it is a challenging market right now because of affordability. A lot of first-time home buyers are having a hard time getting started. Sellers, if they've owned their home for a long time, sometimes are kind of feeling stuck because they can't sell and then go buy because their mortgages are going to go up just because they're used to their spending habits, right? So it has brought challenges because inventory got historically low on us last year. And due to that, low inventory, not as many buyers, just slowed everything down. I mean, you probably saw that, 2 years ago in your business?
Oh, without a doubt. As inspectors, we were rising. And then it came down to a point where we were just doing walk and talks because the market was so competitive because there was no inventory.
Right.
Trying to get out there just to make sure the client had some idea what they were buying. I mean, you're putting $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 on a home. You're not even taking it for a test drive. Right. Yeah. That's going to be kind of scary.
Yeah. That phase of the market, I'm so glad is not around anymore. I'm kind of having to give first child away sometimes just to be able to get a house and putting so much money down, not doing inspections and doing walk and talks just to be able to know, am I buying a bad house or not? I am really grateful that market is not here in the moment. Though I would probably explain the current market as normalizing.
Okay.
And so the market isn't dropping, it's just normalizing, which is healthy for the market.
So we're going back to contingencies again. We asked where the seller is or the buyer is actually able to ask for a few things, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm finding, so I kind of serve, the 1245 team, I'm down in Fredericksburg primarily in the outskirts. My business partner who's in Maryland. So we work pretty much Maryland all the way down the corridor. And we're seeing a lot of similarities. Even though different price points, there is some differences. Fairfax, you're still seeing some multiple offers. Though in general, I think if the house is sort of in that average price point, so here is $575, the reality is average days on the market is 31 days. Okay. And so because of that, sellers are not getting multiple offers. And so they are having to contribute towards closing costs a little bit more right now.
Oh, so that's going to be that's definitely beneficial to the buyer though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, for multiple reasons. I mean, one, for the buyer, they have a little more time to shop.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it's not one of those things anymore where it's like, if I don't make an offer right now, the house is gone tomorrow.
No, I mean, there are those unique unicorns, right? Though in general, the market, it's given a little bit more time for buyers to shop. They're not having to make decisions as rash. They're pickier, which honestly, they should be. They're spending a lot more money than they were thinking they were going to, right? Because of the interest rates.
Exactly.
And so they're a little pickier, which is good. It's okay. And they're actually seeing a little bit more closing cost assistance. So that's great. And then you might hear that and say, oh, that's bad for the sellers then, right?
I'll say, well, how do the sellers feel about this?
The reality is the sellers right now, price point is up year over year. So even though it feels hard to give a little bit of money towards closing cost assistance, the reality is their house is still appreciated year over year.
Do you think some of sellers, though, or as we're running into this, are still having that COVID mentality where?
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Code mentality, and I kind of always say mom and dad mentality, meaning mom and dad is telling them, they have a voice in their ear saying, oh, you're going to get this. And or families, oh, when I sold, my house went so fast.
Yes.
Oh, it was, and then they bring those expectations in and they see something different. And that's hard. Right?
Especially when a friend's like, oh, I sold my house 20 years ago. This is what I made sure they did,
Yeah, that happens. That happens.
So when a buyer's doing that, and they're hearing that chirp, what do you do as an agent to say, hey, look, I understand, but this is the different time?
Oh, yeah. So the most important reality, and this is life, but is communication and expectations.
Okay.
I feel if a buyer is getting into the market, what's going to serve them the most is to sit down and actually talk about what they want, what their needs are, what their wants are, and for the agent to set the proper expectations. Like, instead of getting out there and being disappointed or frustrated, you can just know in advance what this is going to be like. And so if you set the expectations, it's a blast buying a house. It's just, if the expectations aren't set early, it's hard. And it's not supposed to be. So, my opinion.
One of the things I tell my clients all the time is, look, this is going to be the most stressful thing you can do in your life. You're going to sign more paperwork to buy a house than anything else in a home.
There's a lot of that.
So you try to ease them in as much as possible, because whatever we say, it is golden. If you say the housing market is X, Y, Z, they're going to like, oh, this is X, Y, Z. If I tell them hey, there's a foundation correct, you may have to get this thing checked out, they are going to get scared, Yeah. So I have to, our wording, our way we communicate with our clients is got to be top notch, right?
Yes.
And that's one thing I appreciate about you. Yes. As we talk, as we communicate with our clients, I watch you and I see how you educate your client as you're walking through the home, saying, yes, Paul pointed out these items. However, X, Y, Z can occur.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Educate. So Dave Ramsey talked about it a lot. And I say that because he's got a great business.
He does.
All right. I mean, people can have their opinions about Dave. That's cool, but he's got a great business. And a part of the part of his business is have a heart of the educator. And I actually really think it has worked for him. And we've kind of adopted that. And you adopt that.
Exactly.
Educate the client. Maybe even too much sometimes, but I'd rather it be a little bit too much than less.
Well, my philosophy has always been education and add value.
Yeah.
You have to add value to your client. You can't just go in and say, this is what it is, and walk away and letting the client not understand.
Right. No.
Because if they don't understand, there's going to be questions, and there's going to be, it can become a snowball effect that you just can't get control of. So nip it in the bud at the beginning, like we do. Get control of it.
Yes.
Educate, provide value, and give our clients what they deserve.
And I think you do a great job of that, man. I mean, on inspections, like when you're sitting there, you're going to be honest. You're committed to honesty, saying, hey, listen, let's just say it how it is. This is what I'm seeing. Though let's now manage expectations, right? Is this something you should freak out about? Well, you do a good job by saying don't freak out about it, because they have the right to freak out if they want. They might have a back history. They might have a story that was an issue, right? So you're not trying to force their emotions, though you're saying, hey, here's an easy fix.
Correct.
Like, if you want that addressed, don't worry. Like, this is easily fixable. So you're not trying to underplay, but just be honest, educate options, and it's ultimately their decision to make the decision, right?
Without a doubt.
So you do a good job of that, man.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Keep it going.
You got to do what you got to do, right? Yeah. So we're sitting here and we're talking about, we've actually been mainly talking about a new home buyer or a first-time home buyer, or just home buyers in general. We haven't really talked about the sellers. That's fine. They'll get the due diligence down the road. But right now, I'm not sure if we've been paying attention or been watching the news lately, but there's a lot of information being pushed out there. They're talking about Fannie Mae getting rid of the minimum credit report or credit. The president's talking about getting or implementing a 50-year mortgage. What do you think this is going to do?
You're talking about a portable mortgage?
Yes.
Potentially taking your current mortgage into another house. Yeah. So here's what I appreciate. I appreciate that They understand there's an affordability issue.
Mhm.
They understand how the economy is going to be built so much on real estate, and we need to be able to help homeowners become homeowners. And so they're getting creative. I appreciate that. Like, we can have a lot of like opinions, but that's good.
Something needs to be done, right?
That's good. So I love the heartbeat that they have with seeking to help. Now, I think you're asking me my opinion of like how that's going to actually help.
Yeah.
So my opinion, okay, I don't know, but my opinion is I think it will help with consumer confidence. I think it will help with buyers feeling like there might be options.
Okay.
So it might bring more buyers to the table to just start getting educated by a lender.
Mhm.
I do think it will be good because it gets more people having conversations,
Good.
potentially buying. Though I'm not sure how many are actually going to benefit from the 50-year mortgage. And so I'm not a lender, or
No,
you know
but,
that. Right?
I get it.
I'm just the agent guy. So from my knowledge, I believe the 30-year is typically based upon the 10-year treasury.
Okay.
So the interest rates that you get on a 30-year mortgage are based on the 10-year treasury. On a 50-year, they're going to be based on 30-year treasury. So that means the 50-year mortgage is going to have a higher interest rate than you typically would with the 30-year.
Gotcha.
It's the same thing. Like if you go get a 15-year mortgage right now, it's a lot less interest rate, right? You're basing it on a 5-year treasury. Again, I'm not the lender. I could be wrong on some of that. Yeah. Though the idea here is it might only be a few $100 difference,
Okay.
which is a lot of money.
It is.
Though average home ownership in our area is 7 years. 7. So now nationally it's 9. So nationally, someone lives in a house for 9 years.
Okay.
Here it's 7. So it might work for some people to say, I'm not staying here 50 years. You know, I just want to get a little bit less on my monthly mortgage and then move. I think the area they need to get really fine-tuned in is it's less principal down payment every month. So, right. So if you ever heard like sellers, when you buy a house, you typically should be able to sell the house within 3 years. Enough appreciation happens so that you could pay all the settlement fees and not be upside down.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you might have to wait longer because you didn't pay down your principal very much. Okay. Right. So if you do the 50-year, so I do think it might actually cause you to have to stay in the home longer. And you're really hedging everything off of appreciation and not principal buy down. Does that make sense?
I understand. So, but let me ask you this though. This is just a quick little thought from my thought process. Mm-hmm. Is do you think now? Let's say they do offer this, and this might, by all means, this is just speculation, right? Mm-hmm. We don't know what's going to ever happen. Yeah. We're just sitting here talking back and forth about the probables. Do you think some home buyers now will change their mentality? Because a lot of times, younger individuals, we had to start a home, mm-hmm. right? So they buy a home just to get started, be a home buyer, mm-hmm. you know, husband, wife, whatever it may be, child, if they decide to have a child, mm-hmm. and that's it, small family. And then as they grow, the house grows with them.
Right.
Do you think the 50-year mortgage might push people to their forever home at first instead of a starter home? If they know that if they're going to be paying into a mortgage for 50 years, that they'll be like, you know what? This is going to be our forever home because it can be passed down generationally.
Right. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. And I think a lot of this is just, again, the consumer mindset. And it's financial. I think, like, I'm thinking about my kids, right? So I got 5 kids. Mm-hmm. And 10, 11, 18, 19, 20. So I'm thinking for my 18, 19, 20-year-old right now. They've grown up in my house and they know, like, I want them to buy a house really fast. Okay. So I'm literally thinking, how do I help educate them so that they can buy a house right away? Because the faster they get in the market, they can fix their costs and they can start benefiting from appreciation.
Correct.
Right. So I don't really care at all what kind of house it is. It can be ugly. I don't care. Don't get the house you want to live in forever. You just need to get started, because if you go buy that $300,000 house, you're making $12,000 to $15,000 every single month on appreciation, or every year. You don't even know it. So I think it's just going to help get people in the game. And once they're in, they can start upgrading.
Correct. Okay.
So that's what I think.
And that's fantastic. So you have a 20-year-old?
Yeah.
Boy, girl?
Girl.
Okay. It was next age?
19.
19, boy?
Yep.
Okay. Just make sure you keep your 19-year-old boy away from my 19-year-old daughter, all right? That's all we're going to say.
Done.
That's all we're going to say about that, right? Okay, so do you think Fannie Mae getting rid of the minimum credit may hurt the housing market? Do you think it may flood it with a bunch of buyers?
Yeah, so that conversation right now is so what happened in the crash in 08, right? I mean,
we've all been there. Yeah, we were all there.
What happened was just they got too loose on the regulations. And so one of the ways they corrected is they tightened all of the regulations, right? Which was good. I mean, they needed more checks and balances.
Okay.
So even though they are talking about how to loosen, I cannot imagine there's a world that they are going to loosen it so much, because here's the reality is what happened in 08. It loosened. Yes, prices went up, but people couldn't afford it. They were buying stuff they couldn't afford.
Correct.
And if you don't at all focus on credit, then you're going to have more foreclosures. You're going to have more distressed properties. It's going to hurt your credit for 10 plus years. Like, I don't think they're going to allow it to actually do. I hope not. So I don't know.
I saw 08. You've seen. I mean, we've been around. My fear, it's just going to flood it where everyone feels like it's a free for all, and then before you know it, it's going to crash. It's going to crash hard because, like you said, prices will go up because now everyone's buying homes,
right?
And you're not restricting at least minimal of the market. Oh my God, that's just scary. Because as an inspector, I know it's going to hurt my business. Right? Because now we're going to be competitive again, where people are going to buy homes sight unseen. Okay, they're going to walk in and be like, "Oh, I just want to sign the contract. I have a house. I'm a home buyer."
Right.
Not knowing what they bought.
Right.
And it's just going to get worse.
And I think maybe the balance will be they still have to afford it. Like, so they still have to be able to show that they have the income, and you're going to still have to do all your debt to income ratio, right? So I really wonder how many people with bad credit or harder, or maybe lower credit, can actually afford it though. Because debt, what is historically high right now?
Correct. Consumer debt. The one thing about the 08 crash was they didn't do much financial background checks. It was like, oh yeah, you got a job. Okay, fantastic. Right. It was just a sign off. Hey, he's got a job. We're not going to call any employers. We're not going to do a verification. And before you knew it, we crashed.
All these balloons that were really low interest rate, and then they ballooned, and then they couldn't afford it anymore. Yeah, I am hopeful that there's enough checks and balances that it won't happen, though. If it does have a free for all, history repeats itself.
Well, look, all we can say is this: we've been in this business long enough.
Yeah,
we can hope for the best. Hopefully things do. I'm glad somebody's doing something.
Yeah, me too.
Because like I said earlier, we are in that 95 corridor. So you said our house changes our ownership changes every 7 years compared to a national average, which is every 9 years.
Right.
So we're not. It's just constant turnover. It's so transient here.
It is.
Thanks to the government. Thanks to how everything is around our area. Speaking about the government, the shutdown is finally over. Thank the Lord, the shutdown
Hallelujah.
is finally over.
I know. Some of my friends appreciate it.
Oh my God. I have had so many people sit there and say, you know what? I'm furloughed. I'm sitting at home.
Right.
What am I going to do? Hey, let's fix a deck. Let's get this work done. I'm like, okay, yeah, great. Do you think, because we're on a 94 corridor, and because our area, did that shutdown affect our housing market?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm helping VA buyers right now. Last week I had VA buyers close. Okay. They weren't getting paid. Right. So they were still closing. So, loans were still closing. Where I personally, and other agents might have seen something a little bit different. I personally saw a difference in some buyers that just simply were early on in shopping. And so they just said, I'm going to sit this out for a little bit.
Okay.
Like they could have closed, but just the unknown of the job, unknown, will they have a job? It slowed down some buyers. I'm helping a particular seller right now that there's just the unknown of their job security is causing them to sell. So it kind of balanced each other out.
Okay.
Some buyers who didn't really want to jump in, but then some sellers jumped in the market. That's why actually inventory is up 3% this month. So
wow. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I can see buyers holding off. And
the unknown, right?
Yeah,
the uncertainty.
You don't know what's going to happen. Like,
yeah.
Do I have a paycheck tomorrow? Am I going to get one next week? Now that the government's back open again, hopefully everyone starts coming back in. Those buyers that were sitting on the backside, sitting on the fence saying, hey, do I do this or not? Are now going to be like, hey, you know what? Okay, let's move forward.
Yeah,
right? Because
absolutely.
Normally for us, we're coming into holiday season.
Right.
This is our slow period, right? Everyone's going to start doing their vacations. Everyone's going to start going on, doing their Christmas shopping. Buying a house is the last time.
Yeah.
So I'm predicting, because I've always watched my numbers, right?
Yeah.
As a good business owner, as good things we do, we take documentation of our numbers, right?
Absolutely.
So we see our peaks and valleys, and we know what to expect. Because the government's open and the way things are, I wouldn't be surprised if come after holidays, we are back into a big boom.
I would not be surprised as well, as long as the rates slowly decline. So I think that is the linchpin. If right now, with unemployment being where it is and the volatility of the market, they're not wanting to mess with rates too much, right? So of course the Feds are talking about continuing to lower. So I think as long as the rates do get into that 5% range, which they hit actually this last month, as long as they get into the 5% range for most buyers, I think we're going to have a lot more getting off the bench.
Well, they're talking about dropping the rates again this next time. Do interest rates really affect the housing market as much as people say they do? Or
100%. 100%. Yeah, 100%. So, every 1% the interest rate decreases, it increases a buyer's affordability by 10%. So if they're going to go buy a $500,000 home, well, right now they could go buy a $450,000 home.
Okay, so we're talking about a big jump.
Yeah, and then if that interest rate goes down, they can now afford a $500,000 home for the same mortgage. And you and I know there's a difference between a $450,000 home and a $500,000.
Correct.
Yeah, so
you're talking about in our area. We're talking about a fixer-upper. And almost a turnkey.
Yes. Yeah. So that one difference of interest rate, it absolutely changes the market because now buyers can buy what they wanted to.
Okay.
Where a lot of buyers are having to choose to kind of scale back a little bit, maybe not get what they really wanted to because they have to afford it. So interest rates 100% drives so much of the real estate market.
My apologies. I have to go back to my notes here to make sure we're still on page. We can sit here and chit chat all day long before we'll make sure we stay on track. But I got to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Sitting here listening to what you're saying, the amount of value you just provided my viewers right now is through the roof, because this is stuff that they don't know about, right? Mm-hmm. This is stuff. This is what you're telling them. There's things that you're not going to find on the local news.
No.
You're not going to find on national news.
No. They sell the negativity.
Exactly. So they're going to go in there and be like, oh, well, maybe this is a good time to buy. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is a good time for us to.
Yeah. 100%.
We don't need to wait it out to see what's going to happen if things are going to work out in our favor.
Right.
Okay.
100%.
So with that being said, what's one bit of advice? Just one piece. Now, look, Shawn, you've been doing this a very long time, man. To the point where you've sold more houses than I've actually ever seen outlets in an inspection. Okay, so in your experience doing this, what would be your one bit of advice? Knock it down to one. Right, we're going to try to keep it minimal. Mm-hmm. What's one bit of advice you would actually give a buyer right now?
A buyer right now, like
today,
November.
Yeah, I know it's hard.
Okay. is this buyer buying? Is this buyer wanting to buy? Is this like, who is this buyer?
This is an active buyer sitting there right now, ready to sign a contract.
Okay.
Pen in hand, contract in front of them. Just got to find the right house.
Okay. My one piece of advice would be realistic.
Okay.
Can I explain what realistic means?
By all means, I am open ears and drink in hand. Right. Man, I am ready for this one.
Be realistic. So I always like to explain to buyers, the real estate market is three things. It's price, location, and condition.
Okay.
Like that's what it is. But this is how it works. You get to choose two of those, and the market chooses the third for you.
I've mentioned that comment to my clients many times. Not to take off here real quick, but there's a certain community in our area where I can say you can get two things. You either get the house that you want or the land that you want, but you can't get them both.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And it's when I talk to my clients, they always laugh at the question like, oh man. And my desire is for you to get all three, but you have to know what two are most important. Is it location or is it price? Well, for most buyers, it's always going to be price. Like if it wasn't price, then they literally could just afford anything they wanted, right? So price is always going to be there. So really the decision is location or condition most important? Is location, drive time to work, where you're living, is that more important or is condition more important? Figure it out. Because once you figure that out, you have to allow the market to choose the condition. Right? So that's you're often not going to buy a house if you're only looking for all three. That's what I mean by realistic.
I love that because I tell my clients when they ask me about inspections, right? They're sitting there like, hey, what's going to happen? I said, look, there's nothing that's not fixable.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, you put a hammer, nail, some glue to, everything can get fixed.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that can't be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, if that's your mentality, if you're thinking, okay, I can work with this, right? I can work with the fact of I can throw some paint on the wall.
Right.
I can change some design ideas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can knock down a wall if I really, really, really want to make this my home. But you can't move the house.
Right. Yep.
You can't move the house. So if the location is not the right spot for you, if the price point is not the right spot for you, then
location and bones, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like location and bones.
If you can make anything happen as long as you want to put your heart and equity into
it. That's right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Shawn, this has been a fantastic, man. I appreciate the fact that you're here. I appreciate the fact that you've given me some questions that I think a lot of my viewers are actually wondering about. They're sitting there saying, hey, I see a lot of stuff in the news.
Yeah.
I see a lot of negativity in the news.
Yeah.
How's it really affecting our area?
Right.
Not just our area,
right,
but nationally.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully they've gotten some great information because I know I have. The more information I know, the more knowledgeable I can be towards my clients and my viewers. Speaking about knowledge and speaking like that kind of give back situation.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
We are here, man.
That is why we're here.
Right?
We're not just here just for this podcast.
Nope.
We are here for a fantastic giveaway kind of deal. I told my viewers a little, for the last 2 weeks now that there's something special happening today.
Yeah.
It's just not an initial podcast.
No, man.
It is something that I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I've been living in the DMV area now for about 15 years.
Uh-huh.
I've yet to go to one. I've yet to go to one. I have been 45 minutes from this area, and I have yet to see one.
Yeah.
Now, I've been to many. I've been to several, but I've yet to go to one.
Yeah.
And that is a Washington Commanders game.
Dude.
And here we are. We're giving one away.
Yeah, man.
Not only we're giving away a game, but we're also giving away some food.
Dude, we're giving away you are giving away a feast. So the monthly blessing, dude, you guys just need to know this. So when I asked Paul, I said, listen, man, would you want to just bless the community? Like this monthly blessing is not really necessarily for just giving away a free home inspection.
That would be nice to do, right? All right. No problem. It's on me today, guys.
That would bless people. So I'm not downplaying that.
It would.
But bless the community. Like, what could you give someone in the community that would just bless? And your heartbeat, man, went quickly to listen. I want to be able to provide a feast. Because you have a story behind that, right?
Correct. So when I was actually, I had a flipping situation, right?
Yeah.
I was doing real estate. We were sitting here. We were actually doing contracting work. We were actually helping clients, repair their homes or flipping their homes for investors.
Right.
I made sure my crew, no matter what, no matter how the economy was going, at least for Thanksgiving, they had a nice meal. So I would
That's
go.
awesome.
My wife and I would get together. We would get them all the fixings, right? We would get them a nice turkey. We would get them the pie. We would get them the stuffing, everything they needed to know. So when they came in on that Wednesday, they left with knowing that they're going to get a feast for at least Thanksgiving Day.
Okay. That's amazing.
It was one of those things where, a lot of times we can't always, because the way the economy is, we can't always give monetary things.
Yep.
But it's always nice to know that at least that's one headache, one less stress they have in their life, where they can actually say, hey, you know what? This is on Addie's inspection.
Yeah.
This is on Paul. This is on, hey, you know what? His family said, hey, you're going to eat good tonight.
Dude, that heartbeat. So this is what Paul's given. Paul's given a feast that feeds 8. Eileen Bakery here in the area is actually providing this entire meal. And of course you get tickets to the Commanders game. So we're going to do this, man?
Let's do it, man. Let's call
it
right now.
All right. So this is how we do this. Just so you all know, we have put in all of the names.
You ready?
All right. So you can see this. All right. You can see that right there. So we're going to spin the wheel, man. You want to do the magic? Oh
my God. Hold on. Here we go. All right. So what do I got to do? Do I just tap it? Do I spin it?
Dude, no, you just tap it. It literally says tap to spin.
Well, I'm an Android guy. I'm an iPhone guy,
All right, here we go. It's happening.
All right, man. Who is it?
Who is it? All right, you got to announce the name.
It is Daquan Williams.
Come on!
Winner of.
Look at that! Come on, Daquan.
Right. Are we gonna try to give him a call?
Dude, let's do it.
All right, let's give him a call.
Let's do it. All right. Got to give me a minute.
Nah, this is what happens when we work with an iPhone versus an Android, guys.
All right, so you will actually probably edit this part out because I have to find the name.
Fine.
So
cut.
All right, Daquan. Right.
We had a lot of people. I tell you what, the minute Christine got a hold of me, and we blew that thing up, it blew up everywhere. Like I was getting, it was ridiculous. Yeah, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. I was like, hello, I'm a person now. I don't have just 2 followers anymore. I just me and my wife.
I love it. All right, so all right, we're going to give Daquan a call. Now, we told everybody who signed up for Monthly Blessing, make sure you save my phone number so that you know when you call. All right.
Here we go.
All right. I don't know who Daquan is.
Oh, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
Is this Daquan?
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Daquan, this is Paul with Addie's Inspections here with Shawn, Derrick from the 1245 team. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Well, you actually scanned in and put in your name for a prize today. Are you familiar with that?
No, sir.
You're not? Well, guess what? This is not a joke. This is not a prank. I promise you, you are getting a guaranteed gift from us here at the 1245 team at Addie's Inspections. 2 tickets to the Denver Broncos versus the Washington Commanders and a meal for 8 for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
All right, wait a minute. You didn't know. This is Shawn. You did not know you registered for Monthly Blessing?
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember now. I was going to say, wait a minute. How did you not remember? Okay.
Because if you don't remember, by all means, just let me know.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Daquan, where do you live, man?
Washington, D.C.
Sweet. All right. So Paul is going to be able to bless you, man, with the Thanksgiving meal that feeds up to 8. It's from Eileen Bakery. I'll get with you on details. But man, is this going to bless your family?
Hell yeah.
Outstanding, man. Outstanding. Well, hey, congratulations, Daquan. Hey, I'll give you a buzz a little bit later just to make sure I got all your contact information and get you connected with all the wins.
Hold on, when do I get the ticket?
Yeah, so I'll when I call you back, man, I'll transfer all the tickets right to you.
All right, I'll be waiting. How long is it going to take?
Today.
Could you be a little bit more excited, Daquan? All right, buddy. So like we said, congratulations. We'll be reaching out to you with the contact information. We'll get you those tickets and everything from Eileen's Bakery this afternoon. Congratulations, man. It's well deserved.
Yep.
Is this real, right? This real?
This is not a joke, man. This is real. We're sitting here doing a broadcast right now on our podcast. Congratulations, buddy.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna.
Give me your podcast. Give me your podcast too.
All right, so. All right, I'm gonna send you a picture of us actually. Who so you know who Shawn and Paul are.
Yeah.
What's that?
No, the podcast will be going off here shortly, either later today or first thing tomorrow.
Yeah, you're not live right this second. So yeah, man. All right. Well, listen, we're gonna finish up, and I'll give you a call in a little bit. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
You too, buddy.
Dude, how awesome is that?
Fantastic, man. It's nothing better than getting a live reaction from somebody.
It's always like, wait a minute.
Wait, are we doing this real? He's probably sitting at work saying, you know what? Either I got pranked from my wife or someone right now, or
Right.
So Shawn, man, thanks, man. It's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate you reaching out to me for this. This is something I love. You can't make that up.
You can't make that up, man. You cannot make that up.
You can't make that up.
You cannot make that up.
The feeling that literally goes through you when you do something like this.
Yeah.
I know my viewers have seen it. The smile, the glow that we just got.
Yeah.
From the excitement from this gentleman, it's fantastic.
I know.
It's one of those things where it's like, oh my God.
Amen.
Exactly.
So, dude, let's let this heartbeat of blessing people, man, just be contagious with others.
Exactly.
Go bless people, right?
This is that time, man. This is the time to go out there.
Yes.
Look, it doesn't have to be 2 tickets to a Commanders game. It doesn't have to be a feast for 8.
Yeah.
It could be a small basket, right? Yeah. It could be helping someone across the street. It doesn't have to be anything but just opening up your heart, and just providing something, because that's what we're here for, right? Dude. It's the fact of just,
amen.
Just giving somebody something.
Yep.
Kindness. Kindness costs nothing. Why argue when you can just say thank you,
dude? The power of a thank you. Seriously, I mean, you and I could probably sit for a moment and just say, who could we simply just reach out to right this second and thank them for something about them? Would that be encouraging? Would that bless them?
I'll tell you what, they would, no matter how their day is going, just to hear that on the phone or hear it face to face, be like,
yep,
appreciate you.
Yep.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
It has no purpose. There's nothing behind it.
Yep.
I'm just saying thank you, man.
Yep. Let's do it, man.
All right, bro. Look, man, this has been a fantastic first opening.
I loved it, buddy.
Podcast.
Good job.
So nothing better than, let's do this one more cheer. One more cheer. One more cheer. It's going to be to good homes. Okay. It's going to be to, oh my God, I actually forgot what this is.
All right, let's cheer again.
Yeah.
All right.
Forgot what to say. Damn, it's actually pretty good. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right,
It's really
cut
good.
it back into it. All right, so here's our cheer, man.
Cheers.
Cheers, my brother. I appreciate it. Nothing better than good bourbon,
Amen.
good homes,
Amen.
and then better blueprints. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.